Hey, educators, how are things going? The school year has started. And listen, if you are anything like me, your school year has already been snowballing uphill, down here, there, everywhere, right? It's really been just rocking and rolling and going. Last Friday, I came home with the biggest tension headache, the worst tension headache already, and that was only day 3 with the students. And that week they had us doing a lot of things. We had a pep rally. I teach 9th graders, so I was trying to tell them where to go and how the school works. And then I'm also new to the school, so I'm trying to figure out also, am I even giving y'all the right information, all the things. So it was just a lot going on. So leading up to day 3, I didn't realize how much my system was just overly, just like it was done. It was fried, right? I had my nervous system was like, it would not calm down once I got home that Friday. And so one of the things that I realized is that it is necessary for me to make sure that right now at the beginning of the school year that I'm already implementing and putting into place the things necessary to make sure that my blood pressure stays regulated, that my stress stays low, or even I'm not even going to say not there, because that just seems unrealistic. Stress, it will be there as an educator, right? But to make sure that it is low and controlled is what's necessary, right? And so a lot of people might come to you and say, hey, you're stressed, just eliminate it altogether or just eliminate the job. Well, what if you actually love what you're doing and the students are amazing, but for whatever reason, stress just seems to be a little bit high, right? And so it's not just to say, well, just eliminate the job if that's not what you want to do. It is to say, well, how can you put yourself in first place ahead of the school system? The reason why a lot of us are dealing with stress is because we put the school system first. We put all the roles, all the things we got to do. We put the students, we put the paperwork, you put the phone calls and the emails, you put all of that stuff first ahead of your own needs instead of putting your needs first. And so if you feel like, well, what you're saying, Rachel, if I put myself first, that makes me feel guilty. That is some more work that has to be done, right? That's some more work that you have to do on your end, because you should never feel guilty for having to put yourself first. You should never feel guilty for saying, I'm going to focus on my well-being. You should never feel guilty for saying, I am going to put the education system last on my list, and I'm going to make sure that I come first, okay? And then you might say, well, why would it be last on my list? Does that mean that I'm going to be working below my potential? Absolutely not. Because one thing about me, I am always and forever going to work above and beyond my potential, but I'm also going to work to my capacity. What is your capacity? Are you working beyond your capacity? You can always work in excellence, even without working at your capacity or beyond your capacity. You can always work in excellence. One thing about you as an educator is you do everything in excellence. Everything that you do, also, let me tell you this, will require the use of your mind and your body. And so, yes, while you are working in excellence, you also got to make sure that the excellence that you do, some of the excellence that you have and that you do, revolves around what you do for you. Your excellence can't just be splattered amongst everybody else and then you just get scraps. Your excellence must also include what you do for yourself, what you do for your mind, your body, your blood pressure, your well-being, your stress. Okay. That is also how you work in excellence. Okay. And so one of the things I want to do today, I'm not going to be here before you long, especially because I don't know where my tripod is for this camera, and I'm holding it with my hand and my arms will not last that long. Okay. So I have this journal here. It's called the Heal Grow Reset Journal. And I have had this journal for some years. Okay. A very long time. And one of the things about this journal is that it gives you 90 days of questions. Okay. And also 90 days of scripture. So not only do you get the Bible scriptures, you also get questions where you can self-reflect and ask yourself questions. When you journal, that is your opportunity to tell your body that it is safe. That is your opportunity to tell your body that it can relax, it can woosah, that it is time for it to come down. You don't have to make decisions in this moment. And so that's one of the great things about journaling. A lot of people think that when it comes to journaling, it's something that you have to do every day. I don't journal every single day. So even though this journal says 90 days of power, that doesn't mean it has to be 90 consecutive days back to back. It actually can be 90 days, you know, throughout the year, even if it's every other day or once a week, what have you. However it's going to be, it's up to you. Whatever it looks like is up to you. Some people think, well, in order to be consistent, consistency means something has to happen every day. That is not true. Consistency means whatever your cadence is going to be, that is your consistency. Okay. And so for this journal, if you were to ever get it, I hope that you will. If you go down to the description down below, I will leave the link for it down there. But day one, let's go into day one because I don't have a lot of time, but I want to make sure I get this to you. So when we look at day one, the first question where we're looking into day one, and you won't be able to see this, but it says, what part of me is asking to be seen and soothed right now? And there are a lot of other parts to this journal. Today, I'm grateful for what inspired me the most. Three things I hope for tomorrow. Right now I feel, I'm going to choose to feel. So you get these different parts to the journal. On the back, you also get the scripture study, okay, using the SOAP notes. Okay, so I got the SOAP, the scripture, the observation, the application, and then the prayer. Okay, so this is developed using the SOAP notes for the back page for day one. And then we got day two. So let's look at day two. Where in my life do I need to slow down so I can truly heal? Where in your life do you need to slow down so that you can truly heal? So where do you need to slow down so that you can truly heal? And so a lot of times when we're thinking about healing, we often believe healing only has to do with trauma. It has to do with despair, what somebody did to you. But healing also can mean, where in your body do you need to heal? Do you need to heal the nervous system? Do you need to bring it back to a place of balance? Do you need to heal your habits and how you are showing up as an educator? Maybe you're overpouring and working beyond your capacity. Maybe you need to learn how to heal those habits, right? There are many different areas of your life that can receive healing or that might need healing that oftentimes we ignore, and we think, well, we got to go strictly to therapy because I have just been traumatized. Where, you know, healing, growth, and resetting is a daily occurrence that can happen in many areas of your life. Okay, whether it's happening with your family, your fitness, whether it's happening with your finances, whether it's happening with whatever area of your life, healing can happen there. And so what part of your life needs to heal? So I want you to really think about that. I want you to dial into that. I want you to dig deep into that and put it in as a part of your career. Which part of your career needs to heal? Is it, again, your habits? Are you working beyond your capacity? If you are stressed, I can guarantee you that you are. And so one of the things that probably needs to heal is your body. Another thing was probably your mind. Another thing is definitely your habits. It's how you show up. And then you might need to heal, you know, if you're not asking questions, if you're not asking for help at work, you probably need to ask, you know, for healing, to make sure that you're, you know, not afraid to ask questions, that you're not afraid of surrendering to get the, you know, the answers that you might need from, you know, spiritually from God that might work for you in your classroom. So what is it that you need to do in order to heal, and what parts of your life when it comes to your career needs to heal? I want you to think about the part that has been most stressful to you. Which part of your career has been really putting a lot of stress on you? And is it other people? Is it your relationships? Is it your relationship with yourself? Okay, so you really got to start self-assessing that and really thinking about how you are showing up in your career, and whether the way that you are showing up in your career, your habits, your beliefs, your behaviors, whether that is what is attracting the stress to you and keeping the stress there. Now, if you feel like, oh, I don't have any stresses early in the school year, this is still a good question for you to answer, because it is great for you to be proactive when it comes to your health, your healing, your well-being. Being proactive is important. So heal, grow, reset, 90 days of power. I want you to follow along with me. I'll have some more videos for you, some more Wellness Wednesday, heal, grow, reset, 90 days of power videos for you. But I want you to follow along and also join the email list, Once you purchase the book, you're joined the email list, which means you'll be a part of the community, which also means that then we can have some more of these that'll come straight to your mailbox. Okay. So go down to the description down below. If you are on any other platform, like if you're on Apple Podcasts, you can go down to the description down below as well of this episode so that you can tap on that link and get access to this journal. It is free shipping. It is 90 days. Again, it is the scriptures. It is also the self-assessments in the front. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you go to the description down below, but also share this with someone in your network who this can help. I'll see you in the next one.